What are some tips for incorporating this and making it still feel true to their brand? What's a way that they could incorporate this that fits for them? Because I think a lot of people get overwhelmed seeing like very flashy media content and thinking, oh, well, that's not us. Like that doesn't fit.
The first piece of advice I would give if you're just starting out is to just pick one thing to be good at first.
Yep.
And then build off of that. I think lots of brands defeat themselves before they even start because they feel like they have to be on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn and also maybe running a podcast or a blog, all of the
TikTok.
all of the above. Yeah, and then they just get super stressed out figuring out how to relate to Gen Z on TikTok. But I would say pick one thing and pick it based more so on your audience and where they are, where they're most active. And just focus on being consistent with that. It doesn't even have to be like every day posting on Instagram, but even if you're like setting an achievable goal of 3 posts a week, stick to it, show up for it, and just create an expectation that your audience can have that you will fulfill. And then just focus on being honest. I think like we've been already talking about, if you can't produce really flashy, incredible content, then just make sure it's true, And I think even more so, like the feed on Instagram doesn't matter as much as it did before. It doesn't have to be so curated. People just want to see stuff that they can relate to.
Yeah.
And that makes it feel like they have a deeper connection or greater access to you and what you're doing and the service that you're providing.
And looking at your message is very important because you can make such beautiful graphics, but then put a quote on there that just doesn't apply to anyone or doesn't really mean anything. Or you could just write like a text thing or put up a quick 30-second video of you talking about something that might mean way more to someone.
Totally. I think when you're creating content, you should just try to create content that, is honest for sure, but is also either inspiring, educating, or entertaining. So if you can hit on one of those 3 things, then you should keep making content that fits that. If you're just throwing stuff up there that kind of just points to your website or an about page, that's not really adding value to anyone's experience. Trying to keep that in mind, whether you're making content for social media or for like YouTube or whatever. If you're educating, inspiring, or entertaining, then I think that's a good strategy. And then the other thing I think with production value, I don't think people want a super high production from a small business anymore. They're really, even just videos filmed on your phone. Like iPhone has great quality these days. Even just filming on your phone, doing a quick edit, like nothing crazy.
Yeah.
As long as you're consistent and putting it out there and it's either inspiring or educating or entertaining, I think that's great content and that's a great start. So think about like low-hanging fruit in terms of where your customers are in terms of picking your platform, making sure you're doing one of those 3 things, and then just be consistent. And then with especially social media, you'll be adapting as you go, but seeing what people resonate with, where you're getting the most comments, invite people to engage with it or give them your feedback. So don't just put content out there and then just like wait. Try to make sure you have some sort of call to action for people to engage and kind of give you some feedback.